He told me he was gonna write something to me, and it took him 2 hours to write it. And it wasn't even like an essay; it was like a paragraph, basically demanding that they get equal pay. And they were supposedly calling me out for lack of development.
This is true, Zach. You were being called out for lack of development. What is also true is that you were lacking when it came to development as well as management. You may have thought this statement would cause shock among your staff team, but truth is, anybody with any amount of knowledge about the behind the scenes of Club Iris knows that your development is lackluster. For those who don't know, SoulJem purchased Club Iris from Fated Demise as an investment. He made his money back, and he took the selfish route of underpaying his developers so that he could make his money back quickly. He took on Radiakk in mid-2019 at the young age of 14 and absolutely exploited him. Radiakk was paid a total of 107,000 Robux between July 2019 and December 2019. But would you like to know how much Club Iris made? 2,674,039 Robux. This means Radiakk made a whopping 4% of Club Iris income in a game that was over 80% of his work at the time. Let's say Radiakk only worked 5 hours per week, which he worked much beyond, and we'll get into that later. That means Radiakk was paid a total of $3 an hour, while SoulJem made $9,359.13 by doing absolutely nothing. That's right, SoulJem made $9,000 more than Radiakk just for investing 150,000 Robux. I will get more into the lack of involvement from SoulJem on both the development and management side later, but I will first say, Club Iris was 100% scripted by Radiakk and 100% built by Tooquick. What percent of work does that leave for SoulJem? A 150,000 Robux investment. An investment that he made back in the first month. An investment that he made back times 17 in 5 months. An investment that took more than 5 months to even come close to paying the man doing the work for him. So to you, whether you're a Club Iris player, somebody who wants to work for Club Iris, or just a random viewer, stick around as we delve further into the manipulation, selfishness, and shady business tactics of SoulJem.
So that's what I've been doing. We had a whole conversation for a whole night. We were writing like essays to each other, explaining that we had some frustrations towards one another. Not getting into any details, but personally...
Honestly, SoulJem, I'm surprised you cut yourself off prior to saying nothing too serious, as you know this conversation was the furthest thing from nothing too serious. The way you treat those below you is awful, malicious, unprofessional, and downright vile. To give context to the viewer, on July 1st, 2021, Radiakk's mother was in the hospital. The first thing that came to SoulJem's mind when told this was whether or not they would be able to do a July 4th update. Money. Money was the first thing on his mind when told that Radiakk's mother was in the hospital. July 11th, 2021, Radiakk's mother was still in the hospital. SoulJem sent him a message demanding he remove the July 4th sale, stating that he has 30 minutes to do it. This is while Radiakk is wondering if his mother will be okay by the minute. This is horrible behavior, and for somebody who claims to be somebody's friend, that is not okay, Zach. This is one of the many concerns that were brought up in this conversation held with Radiakk that we just heard SoulJem talk about.
And I told him, Cole, we either talk one-to-one about this or we don't talk about it at all. And he refused to talk, and I basically was forced to remove his payout from Club Iris. I didn't fire him. If anything, I just removed his payout to show him that this is serious. We need to talk.
This is an odd way to handle things. Holding somebody's income above their head because they are disagreeing with your business choices, especially somebody who built the business for you, is unprofessional and proves your hunger for power. You later state that the co-owner title was for show and that you are the true owner of Club Iris, but in the past 3 years, all management and development was done by nobody other than Radiakk. Behind the scenes, you just simply exist to take a majority percentage of the profits from Club Iris from doing nothing. You made over $400,000 off of a game that you invested $500 into, while severely underpaying those who did everything for you. You exploited a young developer. The young developer grew up and started realizing your exploitation and shady business practices, and when disagreement was voiced, you stripped him of his income. With great power comes great responsibility, and SoulJem, you do not have the responsibility needed to run a business. This is proven by your staff team leaving you. Great, Club Iris made you passive income, but at the end of the day, the people who built the empire for you also deserve a larger cut of that money. I encourage you to take a step back and educate yourself on how to properly treat your peers and how to run a business.
Don't know what led Cole to being aggressive and making demands when he is not the owner. He shouldn't be making demands at all.
I think this statement from SoulJem is a perfect one for anybody who's considering developing for Club Iris. According to SoulJem, only the owner of a business should be making demands. If you believe you are being treated unfairly, you are not allowed to speak up or your income will be stripped from you. This digs further into when I stated that SoulJem is power hungry. He believes because he paid $500 initially, that he should have 100% say in everything Club Iris, despite lacking the development skills to maintain it. In any worthwhile business, this would never hold true. Not only are developers severely underpaid and exploited, but they also have no voice.
I don't know if Cole was persuaded to say these things, or Cole just got greedy.
It does not take greed to understand when you are being underpaid. It does take greed to not see when you are undeserving of your pay. I welcome you to respond to this with proof of you providing enough work to Club Iris to deserve a majority cut. Radiakk handled everything, every announcement, every influencer app, every mod app. Radiakk scripted Club Iris from the ground up. Radiakk hired the builder to build Club Iris from the ground up. Greed is not something that he has. Greed is something that you have and hold in your heart so much that you believe anybody with reasonable cause to make more money is trying to steal from you. In the time of Club Iris, you did two things. 1, you bought it for 150,000 Robux. 2, you hired Radiakk. However, you have made 800 times what you purchased it for, leaving Radiakk with a much lesser chunk. This is greed. The next 2 minutes is video showing the lack of announcements from SoulJem. The purpose of this is to showcase the lack of development and management efforts provided by him. Remember, this man held majority share in Club Iris. This man underpaid his developers, and this man does not believe his developers deserve a voice. I welcome any viewer to take a look through the public Club Iris Discord to see the lack of involvement for themselves.